Hey everyone, it's Susie Beiler, and in this video I'm actually going to share where I'm going at the time of the transition. And I also wanted to take a few moments to share with you some of the symptoms that I've been experiencing in my physical body, because I'm sure that many of you can relate. And so it will have, hopefully it will be helpful. Anyway, so what I've been going through actually for quite a long time, but really intensified in the past couple of months. A lot of dizziness, a lot of nausea, heart palpitations. I have this weird, you might not be able to see it, but I've had this weird like dry patch on my forehead over my third eye. And there were times where like the skin would just flake off. It was like my third eye was opening or something. I'm not sure exactly what was going on, but I know it has something to do with my third eye. Let's see what else. Some strange swelling in my body in different places. And I know I've had some clients that have experienced that as well. And I feel like maybe that's just our bodies are trying to assist us with holding more light and love. And so it gets bigger in order to encompass that. So that's my take on it. I've been having less attachment to material possessions, less attachment to people, less attachment to experiences, less attachment to food, less attachment to money. And for me in my journey, that's pretty huge, because I've worked really diligently for a long time at letting go. And so to suddenly not care about how much money I have in the bank or how much food is in the fridge is a pretty big shift for me. And so it tells me, wow, I'm going through a pretty big transition here. Let's see what else. A lot of increased polarity and increased emotion, and specifically around family, because I'm actually dematerializing at the time of the event. And I will be going back to Prime Creator to be in service with him. And I've actually shared this with my family. And I grew up Christian, so this is not something that is in their understanding or their paradigm. And so there's been a lot of release on my end, letting go, because I don't know what will happen with them. I don't know, what the outcome will be for them. I know that they are on their soul path, and that's all I can do is trust in that, to, let Prime Creator, let God take care of them on their soul path and stay true to mine. So it's been a pretty big deal. It's brought up a lot of emotion for me, because I'm very close with my family and I love them very, very deeply. And that's been a real hard thing that I've been going through the past couple of months. I've experienced like varied temperatures in my body. I'll be really hot and then really cold. And this isn't constant, but it happens from time to time when there's a big wave of energy coming in. I feel everything in my body. So basically, all of these things are amplified in my physical experience, because I process so many things through my physical being. I've also had a few strange experiences of not being able to be found in certain systems. And for me, this is a confirmation that indeed I am not going to be here next month. So just an example, Max and I were coming back home from Kauai, and I put my card in for, to confirm the flight and get my boarding pass and everything, and I was gone. Like, there was no trace of me. Eventually I was found, but it was very interesting. Let's see what else. I've been experiencing the hologram, meaning that this physical space that I'm in no longer really feels like home. Sedona's been my home for a while now, but I drive through the streets and I spend time out on the red rocks, and the feeling I had of this being my home no longer, it really doesn't have much meaning for me. Even having a beautiful experience of going to Kauai, beautiful, gorgeous waters, beautiful mountains, like the land is just beautiful. And I just kind of was there and was like, well, this is nice. This is a nice hologram. But I really had no attachment to it, and the experience was very different than other vacations that I've been on, other beautiful places that I've been. So I'm just experiencing this hologram and really having less and less attachment to all the experiences in it. It's very interesting and different. I'm seeing through the illusion and through people's stories, clients or friends or people around me that have these stories of what's going on in their lives, and I'm just seeing through it as that's an illusion. Like, that's not even real. What's real is what's in your heart and what's in your soul, and what's real is the love and the light that you are. And so I've just been seeing through that, and that's been a very interesting experience. And not only for other people, but also for myself. I'll find myself in an experience and having some emotion about it, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, this isn't even real. And then it's like this emotional charge that I have about it just kind of dissolves. And it's very new for me. It's a very fascinating experience. Another thing that I've been feeling is just this sense of completion with everything, with people, with life, just this general sense of completion. I'm not really feeling inspired to create anything new. The only reason I did these videos was because I felt very strongly guided to do so. But if it wasn't for Max and the help with the editing, there's no way you guys would have even seen these channelings, because I was just done with technology and anything on this material plane. So the sense of completion and not wanting to start new projects, not planning, not even being able to see past September. There's nothing on my calendar for October. The energy's just not there. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced. And you have to know that I'm a planner, and I plan out, events and, dates into the future. So for me not to be inspired to have an event or create anything, it's a pretty big indication for me that something's going on. So if you've been having any of these experiences, it does not necessarily mean that you're dematerializing when the wave of love and light comes in. It could just be that you are, on your ascension path, and as you evolve, you become less attached to things and people. You become more, in your heart, and you see more love and light, and you see through the illusion. So I did want to share these things with you, though, because I know so many of you are going through experiences like this and feeling different sensations in your body and noticing that the veil is thinner and seeing and sensing more. And I just want to let you know you're not alone. So I wanted to take a moment to address a question that I've been asked very often since I started channeling about this event. And that is, Susie, what if you're still here in October? And my answer to that is, well, then I'll be in that moment. I have to be honest and say, I've had my doubts along the way, and still from time to time I have doubts that any of this is even real. But when Max asked in a channeling where I was going and what was happening on my soul path, the answer came through very clearly. And for me, when I sense a deep, deep, deep truth, I cry. And so when that answer came through, I could barely even speak it, because I was just, weeping so deeply and feeling home. I'm feeling home. I'm feeling that home of being with Prime Creator. So, hey, who knows what's going to happen? Life is always changing. Timelines are always shifting. I don't know. I just know that I was called to do these videos and to do the channelings and to share it with you. And, you can do with it what you will. The other thing I want to say is, a lot of people have been giving me beautiful comments on YouTube, and I'm grateful, and I thank you for your acknowledgement and for your support. And I also want to say that I'm not your guru. I'm not your leader. I simply was sharing the channelings with you, and as Prime Creator often said, I invite you to go into your own hearts, into your own souls, to get the answers. And a beautiful thing happened the other day where I had a client scheduled, and she ended up not needing a session because she had a dream where Prime Creator came and spoke with her and shared with her what was going on. And that's exactly what I wish for you. You all can access this information also. I'm not, some person that can channel Prime Creator that you should like worship or look up to or anything like that. I'm just a simple person sharing a message that came through. And so I ask you to make yourself your own leader and to look into your own hearts for any answers that you desire. This is my See You on the Other Side video, and so I do want to give acknowledgements to some key people in my life. The first one is Rick Toon from Pennsylvania. Thank you for lending me your camera and teaching me about filming. Also, Tim Kelly for teaching me about camera and framing and editing. I love you very much. You're a very important person in my life, and I learned a lot from you. It's because of you that I am able to edit and do these videos. I want to thank my mentor of 9 years from Pennsylvania, Ken Chin. You are a brother and a friend, and it is because of you that I stayed on this path, because of your support, because of everything that you gave to me. I appreciate your generosity and your loyalty to my path. Thank you very much, brother. I love you. I want to thank my parents. Even though you don't understand right now my path, someday you will, whether it's at a soul level or in this lifetime. And I thank you for raising me, for giving me a solid foundation, and for staying connected with me at the heart level. You mean the world to me, and I love you. And lastly, I'd like to thank Max. Max, why don't you come on in the frame here?
Hello.
So Max is the man behind the camera, and he's the one that asked all the questions for the channelings. And he's also one that enabled me to remember who I am as love and light in a much deeper way in a very short amount of time. So I owe you a lot of gratitude, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and thanks for being part of my life.
I'm glad we could share it.
Much love, everyone. I'll see you on the other side. Mwah.